How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from Wednesday night, which was March 9th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Hangman Page versus Dante Martin for the AEW title. That was a great match. But the ending to it, Hangman Page went over and retained the AEW title with the Buckshot Lariat. Well, after the match, Tony Schiavone interviewed Hangman Page and was talking about how he went to war with Adam Cole at Revolution for the AEW title and put on a great match against Dante Martin for the AEW title on Dynamite and everything. And Hangman Page said, "Tony, before you say any more, I have something to say. Dante Martin, get your ass back down here." So Dante Martin, as he's heading backstage, Dante Martin comes down to the ring and gets back in the ring, and Hangman Page tells Dante Martin, "Dante, you've had a rough career so far in AEW, and because your brother Darius got injured and you had to go to singles competition. And I tell you, you're one of the hardest hitting, toughest, agile, high flying opponents I've ever been in the ring with. And you took me to the limit. You're the youngest man to ever challenge for the AEW title. You took me to the limit, Dante, and I respect you." So Hangman Page and Dante Martin shook hands, and Dante Martin got out of the ring, and Adam Cole came out and said, Hangman Adam Page, would you just shut the hell up?" And then Adam Cole was saying, "Hangman, yeah, you beat me at Revolution, and I didn't win the AEW title. But I'm going to tell you right now, that was a fluke victory. Because you won by a fluke. And I'm going to tell you right now, Hangman, next week, I want you in a 6-man tag team match. You have 2 partners of your choosing. I have 2 partners of my choosing." Hangman Page said, "All right." Hangman Page said, "All right, I'm down." Then Adam Cole said, "And I'm going to tell you right now, Hangman, the partners that I'm going to be choosing for our 6-man tag team match next week, they know everything about you. They live in your head rent-free, and me and my partners are going to make your life a living hell. I'm going to make your life a living hell, but my partners are going to help make your life a living hell. So, and also, Hangman, I'm not going to give up until I get the AEW title and I hear, and the new AEW champion, Adam Cole, baby." And then Hangman Page and Adam Cole stared each other down and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 2, it was Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus the Workhorsemen, which are J.D. Drake and Anthony Henry. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley went over because Bryan Danielson made J.D. Drake tap out to the label lock. Now, after the match, Tony Schiavone interviewed William Regal along with Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, and Tony Schiavone brought up to William Regal and said, "The Lord himself, William Regal, We worked together on TBS years ago, and it's great to be working with you, your lordship. So, what do you got to say? William Regal said, "Thank you, Schiavone. 29 years ago, I made my debut here in America and started working with you on TBS. And for that, I am humbled to be working with you again. Because when I first came to America, you helped me. But enough sadness, enough about me." And then William Regal was saying, "Now on to the thing besides sadness, and enough and besides me, I'm going to get to my people, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. But I'm going to start with Bryan Danielson. Bryan, you've been a really good friend. I've known you for 29 years. I trained you. And we traveled the road together. I mentored you for years. You never gave up. You're a better wrestler than I ever was, because you don't have the same problems that I have." Because William Regal mentioned to Tony Schiavone that he's not long for this world anymore, because but he could live to be 10 to 12 years and being a walker, being 65 years old, because where he's 53 years old now, he could live longer than what he's expected, but not live longer than what he's expected. But William Regal mentioned to Bryan Danielson, he said, "You're the better wrestler than I am because you don't have the same problems I do. But the thing I admire about you, Bryan Danielson, is you never gave up. And you're the best wrestler there ever is. Jon Moxley, now on to you. I've known you for 11 years, Jon. I saw potential in you, Jon. And the minute I seen you, I liked you. And when I mentored you, I saw something in you. And I seen a lunatic. I seen a lunatic. And I liked it. But I'm going to say right now, with the team of Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, whoever, I'm giving a notice to the AEW Tag Team Division. So whoever in the AEW Tag Team Division has the guts to face my team of Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, they better step up. And that's all I got to say about that. And everything. That was cool. Match 3, it was Pac versus Wheeler Yuta. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Pac went over with the Brutalizer. Match 4, it was the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus the Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, for the AEW Tag Team titles. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Jurassic Express went over and retained the AEW Tag Team titles because Jungle Boy pinned Luchasaurus with a double jump Doomsday device from Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Match 5, it was Thunder Rosa versus Layla Hirsch to determine the number 1 contender for the AEW Women's title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Thunder Rosa went over with the Fire Thunder Driver. Now after the match, Red Velvet came in the ring to to celebrate with Thunder Rosa because Red Velvet stopped Layla Hirsch from doing cheating tactics in their match and everything. And as that was going on, Tony Schiavone made an announcement that next week on AEW Dynamite, Thunder Rosa will be challenging Britt Baker for the AEW Women's title in a steel cage match. And everything. That was cool. And match 6, which was the main event, it was Scorpio Sky versus Sammy Guevara for the AEW TNT title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Scorpio Sky went over and won the AEW TNT title with the TKO. Well, after the match, Scorpio Sky attacked Sammy Guevara with the AEW TNT title, and Paige Van Zant attacked Ty Conti from behind and threw her in the ring, and then, Paige Van Zant grabbed Ty Conti and threw her in the ring. So Paige Van Zant and Austin Vanderford got in the ring, and along with Dan Lambert and Men of the Year, which are Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant put Ty Conti on top of Sammy Guevara, and Paige Van Zant signed a contract to be a part of AEW. And after all that happened, Men of the Year, which are Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, along with Dan Lambert, Paige Van Zant, and Austin Vanderford, celebrated Scorpio Sky's victory for the AEW TNT title. And everything. Which that was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. Now, I did forget one thing. Before the tag team title match between the Jurassic Express versus the Acclaimed, I did forget to say, as soon as the Jurassic Express and Christian Cage came out, the Acclaimed came out, and Max Caster done a rap on the Jurassic Express and Christian Cage, and Anthony Bowens said his signature line, Fort Myers, the Acclaimed have arrived, and everything. That was cool. Now, besides the matches, besides the matches, Chris Jericho came out to the ring, and Chris Jericho had a microphone and was talking about how how the match against Eddie Kingston was one of the greatest matches in his wrestling career, and was talking about how he promised to shake Eddie Kingston's hand after the match, but he didn't do it because he was frustrated and everything. And Chris Jericho was talking about, and then Chris Jericho ended up calling out Eddie Kingston, so Eddie Kingston came out, and Eddie Kingston was saying, Chris, you really want me to come out here and shake your hand? Well, you had the opportunity to shake my hand after the match, but you wouldn't do it. So, but I'm here to tell you, the Chris Jericho that I grew up watching, that faced off against my favorite wrestlers, like, for example, like, to name a couple, like Eddie Guerrero, the late great Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko, that's the Chris Jericho I wanted, and that's the Chris Jericho I got. Now I will say this. Yes, I have lost a lot of... Yes, I will say this, Chris. You said I couldn't win the big one. And that hit me. Because, yes, I lost big matches here in AEW. I've lost to big names like Jon Moxley, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Miro. I've lost to all of them. But finally, I kicked your ass and won the big one. And just like you said, Chris, the greatest match in your career, it was the greatest one in mine as well. So, Chris, you do have my respect, dog. And then Chris Jericho was saying, thank you, Eddie. Now, shake my hand. So Chris Jericho reached out his hand, and Eddie Kingston shook Chris Jericho. So Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston shook hands, and then Daniel Garcia and 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker, came out to the ring. And Daniel Garcia and 2.0 attacked both Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, beating the shit out of them. And then Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, came out and beat the shit out of Santana. Well, Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, came out and beat the shit out of 2.0 and Daniel Garcia and everything. And then as Proud and Powerful had the advantage, Ortiz handed Chris Jericho the baseball bat while Santana was holding Daniel Garcia down, and Santana and Ortiz told Chris Jericho to strike Daniel Garcia with the baseball bat. Well, Chris Jericho ended up striking Santana with the baseball bat and beating the shit out of him, and then Daniel Garcia and 2.0 ended up beating the shit out of Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston, along with Chris Jericho joined them in doing it. And then Jake Hager came out, and Jake Hager didn't understand what was going on, so Jake Hager ended up doing a 180 and attacked Santana. Well, attacked Ortiz with a clothesline and started beating the shit out of him. And Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, and 2.0 were beating the shit out of Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful. And while Jake Hager was beating the shit out of Eddie Kingston, while Chris Jericho and Jake Hager were beating the shit out of Eddie Kingston, 2.0 executed a double impaler DDT to Ortiz, and Daniel Garcia executed the sharpshooter on Santana. And then 2.0 was holding Eddie Kingston down, and Chris Jericho was slapping Eddie Kingston in the face and attacked him with the baseball bat. And then 2.0 went out in the ring and set up a table. As the table was set up, Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, and 2.0 were out in the ring, outside of the ring, and Jake Hager was on the apron, and Jake Hager got a hold of Eddie Kingston, and Jake Hager executed a power bomb to Eddie Kingston through a table. And then Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, 2.0, and Daniel Garcia went back in the ring, and Chris Jericho got back on the microphone and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this here of myself, Jake Hager, 2.0, and Daniel Garcia, we are called the Jericho Appreciation Society." Well, then the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Lee, and Jeff Parker, stood tall and everything. That was cool. CM Punk cut a promo talking about how everybody wanted the old CM Punk back and everything, and CM Punk talked about how he gave the fans what they want and gave the fans and the talent what they want by bringing the old CM Punk back, and talked about how the new CM Punk was dead and how the old CM Punk was returning, and how he was going to kick everyone's ass and everything, is to kick everyone's ass and everything. That was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Alan Five Angels, 10, Colt Cabana, and Anna Jay. And Alex Marvez was saying, Dark Order, what's your relationship with Hangman Adam Page? Hangman Page came by and said, yeah, Alex, about that, guys, I just want to come here and apologize to Alex. Alex, I'm sorry I shoved you. My temper got the best of me. And Evil Uno was saying, Adam, it's okay, none of us are mad. And then John Silver was saying, so Adam, who are you choosing as your tag team partners next week for the 6-man tag team match? Hangman Page said, yeah, about that, guys. I ran into Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus in the hallway, and they want to get their hands on the Young Bucks, and so I told them they could team with me. I'm sorry, guys. John Silver said, it's okay, Hangman, because I have a beard appointment anyway, but, you could have Tien and Anna Jay as your tag team partners, and even Colt Cabana, he's interested. Colt Cabana said, yes, that's true, I am interested. And then Hangman Page was saying, again, guys, I'm sorry, but I already have the Jurassic Express as my partners next week. So I'm sorry. And then Hangman Page left and the Dark Order looked on and everything. That was cool. Adam Cole, the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, and Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, cut a promo. And Adam Cole was saying, so next week, I'll be in a 6-man tag team match with 2 partners of my choosing against Hangman Adam Page and from what I'm hearing, the Jurassic Express. Well, Hangman, I will tell you, my partners of my choosing are my best friends, and they know you very well, and they live in your head rent-free. And then Matt Jackson was saying, Adam, Nick and I both told you once before, when it comes to Hangman Adam Page, that's between you and Hangman Adam Page. We're not in this. So we don't want to be a part of it. Adam Cole said, that's because, Matt, I wasn't going to choose you and Nick anyway, because my tag team partners next week are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Then but before all that, Adam Cole was talking about how he didn't win the AEW title, and the Young Bucks and Red Dragon didn't win the AEW tag team titles and everything, but the Young Bucks and Red Dragon were fussing back and forth, and Adam Cole had enough, and he ended up leaving. And then the Young Bucks and Red Dragon continued to argue and fuss and everything. The Young Bucks left. Red Dragon left, and the Young Bucks continued to stay there, and Brandon Cutler said, Matt and Nick, you know I would be your tag team partner. And Matt Jackson said, shut up, Brandon, and everything. That was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, along with Tully Blanchard, and Alex Marvez brought up to FTR of why they haven't been the AEW Tag Team Champions again and everything, and then Dax Harwood was saying, Alex, all my life when I grew up, professional wrestling was my first love. But that was until I married my beautiful wife and had my beautiful daughter. And my family comes first. As much as I love professional wrestling, my family comes first. And I love that I could go home in North Carolina, not only to my beautiful wife, but to my beautiful daughter and say, you can do anything you want, baby. And everything. And then Tully Blanchard was saying, whoa, Dax. When you all first came here, when you all first arrived in AEW, you chose me to be in your corner, to be your manager. But you had success at first, but now you're going downhill. Now I understand the family thing because I have a family myself, but you got to get that family crap out of your mind and do what's best for you and your career of professional wrestling. Well, Dax Harwood got pissed off and grabbed Tully Blanchard by his shirt, by his suit jacket, and said, Tully, that's my family, and my family comes first. And Dax Harwood and Tully Blanchard were about ready to get into it, and Cash Wheeler got in the middle of Dax Harwood and Tully Blanchard, and Cash Wheeler said, yeah, Tully, Dax is right. Family does come first. So, with what you just said, with your comment, you're fired. And everything. Just cool. The Andrade Hardy family office, which are Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, The Butcher, The Blade, and Jose the Assistant were out in the ring, and Matt Hardy was saying, well, Matt Hardy and Andrade El Idolo had microphones, and Matt Hardy said, so Andrade, you wanted this whole board meeting with the AHFO. Why? Andrade El Idolo said, take it easy, amigo. Yes, I did request the board meeting, but not about your job. Matt Hardy said, yeah, it is because of my job in the AHFO, because you want me fired. Andrade El Idolo said, now before you jump to conclusions, Matt, I do want to say, where were you when Mr. Sting took me out at Revolution? And yes, I did request this board meeting to determine your job performance. But we're going to take a vote. And whoever and we're going to take a vote. Matt Hardy said, all right, Andrade, we'll take a vote. And whoever gives me a thumbs up, I'll stay. Whoever gives me a thumbs down, I'll leave. Because every time I put on this suit, I become an asshole. Well, Andrade El Idolo said, why don't you have your suit on, Matt? Matt Hardy said, well, Andrade, every time I put on this suit, I become an asshole. And my kids here, Private Party, they're going to have my back. They're not going to give me a thumbs down. They're going to have my back no matter what. So let's get on with this voting bullshit. So, Andrade, Jose, what's your vote? Andrade El Idolo and Jose the Assistant gave a thumbs down. The Butcher and the Blade gave a thumbs down. And Private Party, they gave a thumbs up. Matt Hardy was happy about it. Then they gave a thumbs down. And Matt Hardy said, Andrade, I can do anything to fix the AHFO. Like, I believe in my heart that the AHFO are going to be successful again. Andrade El Idolo said, Matt, one thing I learned in the business is watch your back. And Matt Hardy said, what do you mean? And Andrade said, turn around. Matt Hardy turned around, and Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy gave a thumbs down. And Matt Hardy was shocked by it, and Matt Hardy was saying, and then Andrade El Idolo attacked Matt Hardy from behind, and so Private Party, which are Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, the Butcher and the Blade, and Jose the Assistant, were ganging up. We're helping Andrade El Idolo and ganging up on Matt Hardy, beating the shit out of him, and all 5 men held Matt Hardy down while Andrade El Idolo attacked Matt Hardy with a big boot to the face, and as the Andrade Hardy family office was beating the shit out of Matt Hardy, Sting and Darby Allin came out to the ring, and Darby Allin went after a Private Party, and Sting went after the Butcher and the Blade, and Andrade El Idolo and Jose were going after Matt Hardy and beating the shit out of him, and then the numbers game got too much, and then Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy were beating the shit out of Darby Allin, and the Butcher and the Blade were beating the shit out of Sting, while Andrade El Idolo and Jose the Assistant were beating the shit out of Matt Hardy. Well, as that was going on, Jeff Hardy came out, and Jeff Hardy ran to the ring as he came out and helped even the odds, and Darby Allin attacked, got the best of, well, Matt Hardy and Darby Allin got the best of Andrade El Idolo, Jose the Assistant, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy. Well, Jeff Hardy got the best of the Butcher, the Blade, Andrade El Idolo, and Andrade El Idolo, but Matt Hardy got the best of Jose the Assistant, and helped, and Sting and Darby Allin helped Matt Hardy out with Private Party, beating the shit out of them, and also beating the shit out of Andrade El Idolo. So Andrade El Idolo, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, the Butcher, and Jose the Assistant were laid out, and then the Blade was still in the ring, and Darby Allin punched the Blade in the face, Jeff Hardy punched the Blade in the face, Sting punched the Blade in the face. Well, Darby Allin punched the Blade in the face, Sting punched the Blade in the face, Jeff Hardy punched the Blade in the face, and then Matt Hardy executed the Twist of Fate to the Blade, and Jeff Hardy executed the Swanton Bomb to the Blade. And after that, the Hardy Boys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, celebrated, and so Matt and Jeff Hardy and Sting and Darby Allin and Matt and Jeff Hardy stared each other down and everything. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Swerve Strickland, and but that whole segment with the AHFO, Sting, Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy was awesome, but was cool, by the way. Tony Schiavone interviewed Swerve Strickland, and Tony Schiavone brought up to Swerve Strickland that Friday night he'll be making his debut on AEW Rampage. Swerve Strickland said, "That's right, Tony. I'll be making my debut on AEW Rampage Friday night." And everything, and then Tony Nese came along, and Swerve Strickland said, "Well, what do you know? The first person to interrupt my interview." And Tony Nese said, "What's going on, Swerve? Your debut was awesome. Even Tony Schiavone went crazy over it, but didn't go crazy over my debut. That's cool, but I'm here to say, since you don't have an opponent Friday night on AEW Rampage, I want, and I'm here to tell you, remember every Friday night when we fought each other? Well, since AEW Rampage is on Friday night, how about me and you face off in a match on AEW Rampage? On AEW Rampage. Swerve Strickland said, "You're on." Because Schiavone, whose house is this? Tony Schiavone said, "Swerve's house." And Swerve Strickland told Tony Nese, "I'll see you Friday on Rampage." And Tony Nese walked off, and Swerve Strickland and Tony Schiavone looked on and everything. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Wardlow, and Tony Schiavone introduced Wardlow, and then Wardlow came out, and Tony Schiavone was saying, "Wardlow, you done a hell of a job at Revolution Sunday. You're now the face of the Revolution, but you also done the unthinkable and done what we've all been waiting for. You turned your back on MJF." Wardlow said, "Tony, I'm going to tell you right now, I grew up very poor because my mother had to raise me and my sisters as a single mom. So I turned to professional wrestling and to be able to live my dream and to be able to help my mother. And I will say, all my life, I have been living in everybody else's shadow. And I thought when I came to AEW that I was no longer going to live under someone's shadow. But come to find out, I was living under MJF's shadow. And yes, I'm still under contract with MJF, with Max. But I no longer give a damn, because I am not aligned with Max, and I am leaving I am no longer a part of the pit. I am not Max's body. I am no longer Max's bodyguard, and I am no longer in the Pinnacle. I am on my own now. So Max, I do thank you for bringing me in AEW, but times have changed. And yes, I do want to powerbomb Max until he can't walk anymore, but I've wasted 3 years of my career and my energy on Max. And I believe in the saying, karma always has its way of coming back at you. So, with that being said, Max, we can go our separate ways. Because I would like to go our separate ways and get out of your contract. Because I'm here to tell everyone right now, AEW is now going to be Wardlow's world and everything. That was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed QT Marshall and Keith Lee, and Alex Marvez brought up that was saying, "So QT Marshall, you requested this time to speak with Keith Lee." Keith Lee said, "Yeah, QT, why are you wanting to speak with me?" QT Marshall said, "Keith Lee, I just wanted to come here and tell you, I requested this interview time because I wanted to tell you that I know you have a target on your back with Team Taz. Because I have the same issue with Team Taz. Because I thought Taz was my friend. But it turns out he's not. Because, yeah, I did train his son, Hook. Keith Lee said, Didn't Hook beat your ass? QT Marshall said, besides that point, yes, but besides that point, Keith Lee, let me and the factory help you out with Team Taz. Keith Lee said, QT, I have a large back, and I can take care of myself, so I'm good. And then Keith Lee walked off, and then QT Marshall was saying, you're going to regret this, Keith, and everything. Which that was cool. Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling cut a promo. Jade Cargill was saying, so who's next? Mark Sterling said, more like who's left? Because you've beaten every woman in the AEW women's division. You've beaten Red Velvet. You've beaten The Bunny. You've beaten Ruby Soho. You've beaten Anna Jay. And you've beaten Ty Conti. And you're soon going to be 30-0. So, whoever steps up to the plate next will suffer the same fate. And then Jade Cargill was saying, so who's going to step up to the and witness the kiss of death? And everything. That was cool. Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter cut a promo, and Britt Baker was saying, hi Thunder Rosa, how you doing? Hi Red Velvet. Well, Britt Baker was saying, hi Thunder Rosa, how are you doing? I just wanted to take the time and say, I kicked your ass at Revolution. And I don't understand, after I beat your ass, why you're not in the back of the line, but yet you get a number one contender match against me. And yet it's going to be in a steel cage. In a steel cage. For that matter. So my friends Rebel and Jamie Hayter don't get involved. Well, I seen that you actually have a friend in Red Velvet. Hi Red Velvet, how you doing? Well, Thunder Rosa, where's Mercedes Martinez? I'm sorry she couldn't make the party. But that's okay, because on AEW Rampage Friday night, my friend Jamie Hayter is going to destroy Mercedes Martinez. And Britt Baker was saying, and then Britt Baker was saying, so, but next week, I'm going to beat your ass again, and I'm going to retain my AEW Women's title because I am Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and everything. Which that was cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, but besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur, but besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And the referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Hangman Page versus Dante Martin for the AEW title. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus the Workhorsemen. Rick Knox refereed the match between Pac versus Wheeler Yuta. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between the Jurassic Express versus the Acclaimed for the AEW Tag Team titles. Paul Turner, yeah, Paul Turner refereed the match between Thunder Rosa versus Layla Hirsch, and Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Scorpio Sky versus Sammy Guevara for the AEW TNT title. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, but anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from Wednesday night, which was March 9th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.